I know what you're thinking. How the heck does a 52-year-old, over-the-hill milkshake machine salesman build a fast food empire with 1,600 restaurants and an annual revenue of $700 million? One word: persistence.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you never watched The Founder, let me tell you a little bit about this movie. It is actually a story of Ray Kroc, a salesman who used a mix of ambition, determination, and ruthlessness to turn the two brothers' pioneering fast food establishment, McDonald's, into the world's largest restaurant business. Ray Kroc has been a hustler in the most literal sense of the word since 1954 when he began working as salesman, selling Prince Castle brand milkshake mixers. That hustler has earned him scorn in certain circles for hawking things that have turned out to be more novelty or fetish than practical, but it has also provided him and his wife Ethel with more than a comfortable roof in Arlington Heights, Illinois. He, on the other hand, yearns for more. He has noticed that many of the drive-in restaurants he attempts to sell to are inefficiently operated, provide poor food services, and have long wait times for orders. After discovering that McDonald's brothers, Richard and Maurice McDonald, are ordering an abnormally huge number of milkshake mixers, he gets intrigued with the notion of McDonald's restaurant in San Bernardino. The brothers have redesigned the entire concept of the drive-in restaurant, focusing on quality food through a smaller menu of only the most popular items like hamburgers, fries, and soda. Consistency in products so that the customers know what to expect from time to time, a shift in the target market from launching teenagers to families, and perhaps most importantly, speed in having any order ready within seconds. Many of these goals achievable through assembly line style production. They had tried franchising previously but failed in that they lost control over many of those aspects which made their San Bernardino's restaurant successful. Despite their worries about Ray Kroc, the McDonald brothers reluctantly signed a deal with him to serve as their head of franchising. Ray's first few months on the job have been difficult, especially when his franchisees appear to be making more money than he is, despite the fact that he is just breaking even. He is not opposed to forwarding ideas given to him in order to move ahead. Besides, our original ideas are not his strong suit, and he sees the brothers as his biggest challenge in that they think little. This contrast led to a conflict between Ray and the brothers, the former having a different purpose for his firm in terms of profit and feeding his own ego. However, he gets into financial difficulties since the earnings he promised to are insufficient to support him, and he failed to negotiate with the brothers regarding the issue. He then met a young guy called Harris on the barn who quickly persuaded Ray that if he owned the land, the franchise owners may lease it from him, allowing him not only to get monthly rent payments, but also to ensure that the franchisees comply to quality control requirements. The brothers are irritated by his behavior, but they recognize that they will not be able to defeat Ray. As a result, the brothers set their terms: $2.7 million ownership of the San Bernardino store and 1% of the company's revenues, which they agreed to on a handshake agreement. Unfortunately, Ray Kroc established a McDonald's across from the McDonald Brothers stand in San Bernardino, and its success drove Dick and Mac to close. Ray broke the handshake agreement, and the McDonald brothers never got a penny of the promise of 1%. How the company ran the business-related operations management. The McDonald brothers operate their business using an assembly line method of production. This assembly line refers to the process of assembling fabricated components at a sequence of workstations that are paced by work activities and balanced by movement jobs. To put it another way, this line has to be balanced such that time it takes to do the task at each station is the same. Take hamburgers for example. To begin, they took order from customers at the window that was divided into two, one for taking orders and the other for customers taking their food. After that, they toast the bun and put it together with the condiments like the sauce, onions, and pickles. All of this contains same amount for each hamburger they make. The burger is then wrapped in a bun. Last but not least, order pick up immediately to keep it fresh, done, ready to serve to the customers. As we knew from before explanation, the brothers applied an assembly line method to run their business. From that method, they introduced the speedy service system where a whole meal can be produced in 30 seconds only. Furthermore, all hamburgers were serviced with the same amount of ingredients. Oh, before I forget, the brothers also invented new tools such as the sauce dispenser to increase the operation process, which is impressive, right? McDonald's also applies self-service restaurant where the customers can place the order at the window and not dine in or drive in, or in the other hand, take away. To ease the customers, the packaging also changed to paper cups and paper wrapping. No more plates, no more cups because of many reasons like the plate broken or stolen. The brothers also simplified menu like they focus on high demand menus only like hamburgers, fries and soda from 27 menus from before. This method requires the McDonald's crew to stay in their own workstation and they are specialized in specific tasks to make the method works. The first issue they confront is finding the correct individuals to manage the new franchises since the brothers have previously opened 5 franchises, all of which have failed because the new managers do not maintain the same level of food quality as the brothers. Following that, managerial decisions such as those made by the McDonald's brothers, where they did not allow for as many adjustments and improvements as we desired. New franchises, for example, which the brothers reluctantly consented to later. Then there were the milkshake powder concerns, in which ice cream was substituted with milkshake powder to make milkshakes. The brothers were not on board because it altered the milkshake concept. Furthermore, as investors, wealthy and well-known person could not follow the right method, process, or modify without authorization such as Roland Green, who could not provide the food and services to the standards that they should have. Not only that, Roland Green also introduced additional menu items such as fried chicken, biscuits, and corn, which contrasts with McDonald's approach of focusing on quality food via a limited menu of hamburgers, fries, and soda. First and foremost, what will happen to McDonald's franchises if the new franchise managers do not perform a good job? Well, simply put, it will result in a lack of quality control. Then there's the lower profit which results in a loss of prospective business. At first, the brothers were apprehensive to create more franchises as Ray explained. They do not want to repeat the same mistake they did previously since they want to maintain the same high level of product quality. The brothers realized the problems that the drive-in restaurant ideas has produced. As a result, they resolved to improve the situation by emphasizing the causes and correcting the flaws. According to the movie, other restaurants that use the drive-in concept have the same problem with service time. So, the brothers developed the speedy service system. They depicted a successful hamburger production method that went from 30 minutes to 30 seconds with the same and accurate amount of ingredients in each burger. This is also known as a symphony of efficiency. Number 1. Introduction to fast food industry. Prior to this, the brothers tried their hand at the theater industry, but they were not successful due to their inconvenient location and timing, so they went into fast food industry. Number 2, no dine-in or drive-in. During the early stages of the store's operation, the brothers joined the drive-in trend but later switched to walk-in. Even if individuals were annoyed at first because they had to get out of their car to get some food, they eventually grasped what McDonald's was trying to convey with their concept. Number 3 is no cutleries and plates. This has also been used at McDonald's in order to prevent losses and learn from previous incidents where the plate was stolen, for example. This not only helps the brothers avoid losses, but it also helps their customers indirectly by allowing them to eat directly from the food wrapper and then discard it once they have finished eating. Plus, they can also dine anywhere they want. Is it the park? What about the bench? In the car, or any place else for that matter. It is even yours to take home. As for the layout design, it involves maximizing space utilization in restaurants and kiosks rather than focusing on comfort and spaciousness. Dick and Mac had considered different layout strategies to create a food production process that efficient and have their crews in their own workstation to manage in the kitchen. They also need to ensure time efficiency in each section to satisfy their customers with their speedy service. They even use a tennis court to lay out the kitchen components and then choreograph to ensure that all the crews will work in harmony without confrontation with each other while making the food, which will result in danger. Customer satisfaction can only be achieved if it serves the customers with a good quality food in a quickly with minimum price. Layout gives an easy access to the staff to serve the customers in a quick way. At the end of this movie, the brothers realize that they cannot win against Ray, who is internationally recognized and acknowledged by the public, while they are still at the bottom since long ago and afraid to take further action for expanding their business because they are content with what they currently have. As a consequence, their McDonald's is forced to close and they never receive a cent of the 1% from a deal they were promised, which is a pity for both of them. Personally, I believe that Ray Kroc is a person who is tenacious and determined. Even if they are the owner of the McDonald's restaurant, Ray seldom took no for an answer. Furthermore, rather than being deterred, when someone tried to stop him, he became much more determined. Ray was also astute in taking an opportunity that the brothers were hesitant to take. He did everything it took to grow the business, even if it meant disobeying the brothers or worse, breaking the contract. Ray Kroc's vision was his most valuable asset. He was able to spot McDonald's new method of providing customers a whole meal in just 30 seconds. He also recognized that the name McDonald's was a brand that people could trust and that the Golden Arches would become a symbol of tasty, fast and fun for America, which the brothers are completely unaware of, which is a waste.